This is episode 1 of the GC500 at Linlithgow Golf Club. Let's get the party started and I'll tell you a bit more.
Scotland, well known as the home of golf, has over 500 golf courses, of which I've played barely any. As a junior, I spent my time on the local courses wondering why I wasn't getting any better, and it's about time I changed that. But with so many good golf courses in Scotland, how are you supposed to know where to play? Introducing the Golf Course 500. I'm on a mission to play every golf course in Scotland, creating the first definitive catalogue of Scottish golf on YouTube. Let's go!
So we made it. It's the first episode of GC500. As I said in the sort of intro, I was going to say I'm going to try, but I'm going to play every golf course in Scotland for a few different reasons that I'll tell you throughout the video. But we're starting off at Linlithgow today. A little bit nervy on the first tee. There was a few people a bit interested at what I was doing because I had the camera, but hit it pretty well. Just need to find it now. Unfamiliar golf course, so we'll see where we're at. Wee bit of a lack of knowing where I was going here, so we're stuck behind this tree. I'm going to punch it into that bank and see what happens. Well, not my best one there. This is a horrific start. Just about. Mate, it's not even running yet. Today is literally the first time I'm starting it. Literally today, so that's why I'm a bit all over the shop. Right, we had a bit of palaver there on the first time doing this. So inevitably going to be some teething problems. But I'd got paired up with a guy because I've booked it on golf now. I was keen to play with him, but once I kind of got in the first, there was just a lot of, not messing about, but it just takes a bit longer setting up the camera and stuff like that, and I didn't want to sort of impact his game, so I've let him go. When I first got here, there was nobody about, which I thought was going to be great, so that I could kind of just take my time, work this out, using the tripod and stuff like that. But as soon as it was kind of my time, all these people just kind of appeared, and there was loads of sort of young guys coming out to play and waiting on their tee time. I think they were supposed to play before us, and then they came out after, so not ideal. I'm going to wait here at the second tee, let a few people through. Hopefully I'll have a bit more time, work out what I'm doing with the camera, and we can settle into it. I made a mess of the first hole. The drive was fine, blocked behind a tree, obviously not really knowing the course. A couple of poor chips, and then ended up making a 5. So not the greatest start, but I'm getting to grips with it. Right, we've had a bit of time to settle, sort the camera out. We're at Linlithgow Golf Club. We're on the second hole. Made a bogey on the first, so need to get something back here. Par 5, plenty of chance. There's a good breeze, but just try and hit it through it. It's a bit of dog leg up to the right. I can see the green just in the distance. It opens up once you get past these gorse on the right, so let's just hit one up there. There we go. Committed to a shot. Just try to settle down a wee bit. It was a little bit daunting to begin with, and just didn't hit very good shots to begin, because I thought there was a lot of people waiting and stuff like that. But I'm sure over time I'll get over that, and it'll get a bit easier to play and sort of knowing how to go about filming and all that stuff. So bit of a poor start, but I'm sure we'll get into it. There is another group behind me, so probably try and get through this hole and then play them through maybe But anyway, more to the point of the series. So, as I said in the sort of intro, there's over 500 courses in Scotland, of which I've probably played about 30. And as a junior, sort of just neglected a lot of other golf courses, played a lot on my home course. And what I've found as I've grown up a little bit, when I do go to other clubs and stuff like that, maybe don't have the sort of shots that you need, not got that experience of playing different courses and clubs. I feel like my handicap's more of a representation of how I play at my own course, so I want to go and try different places, and I'm a bit of an all or nothing guy, so if you're going to play one, you might as well try and play them all. Right, we're in the middle of a fairway. It's a good start. The pin's about 200, but it's right into the wind, so, and it's blocked out on the left. I'm just going to hit a 7-iron, try and get us into a position to make a birdie and get a shot back. Less said about the last shot, the better. Dearie me. Right, let's make some amends. Come on, let's hit one good shot. .94 yards, into the wind, going to hit a full 56. Right, that looks good. Whew. This has been a grind. We're putting for birdie. Well, hilariously, the joys of playing a new course, I played to the wrong green. So if you're ever playing Linlithgow, it's the green on the right, not on the left. So we're not putting for birdie, we're chipping for birdie. I've took the ball off the green, of course. What a mess I've made of the start here. But I don't know what I expected going to a course that I didn't know. Maybe I should have started somewhere that I do know. But hey, we're here. Hopefully we can tidy this up for a par and get out of here. Not to be. Right, 2 bogeys to start. Let's get a grip. I need to chill out here. Oh man, I just about went to the wrong hole again. Although the guy on the first tee did tell me that they have changed the layout, so maybe it is just confusing. But I've made a meal of it so far. But anyway, nothing like a 200-yard par 3 to settle the nerves. It's 213, it's into the wind, but it's downhill. I'm just going to hit an iron and try and let it trickle up rather than fly a hybrid or something up into the wind. The wind will take it right as well, so just try and hit one solid left side of the green. Oh. All right! Having a whale of a time. This is probably the furthest thing from ideal. Just about shanked that one. Nerves really must be getting to me. So I'm almost embarrassed to tell you that my handicap is 4.8, which you wouldn't believe after the first 12 shots or however many I've had. But hey, we're out, we're playing golf. First episode was always going to be a bit of a grind. But feeling like an absolute clown. All these people watching me with a tripod and I'm almost hitting them with my golf ball, so. Oh, we keep going. Come on, let's hit a good shot. Tell you what, the views are great from here, I'll show you. Got Grangemouth in the distance. You can just see all the way we're up in the hills at Linlithgow. Beautiful. taking the scenic route down to where my golf balls ended up. Really terrible spot. Green's over there, protected by a bunker, so missed on the complete wrong side yet again. Try and get this on the green and maybe escape with another bogey. Right, that was a good shot. The wedges are doing alright. Tell you what, that's felt like the longest 3 holes of golf I've ever played in my life. Let's just take a minute on this. Greens here looking pretty nice. The roll well. It's been tough recently. There's not been any rain for about 3 weeks, so fair play. Course is looking good. Good recovery wedge shot into here. I don't see a lot in this. Should be pretty straight up the hill. Let's steady the shit with a par. I just turned to the left a little. Well, 3 bogeys to start. Let's just keep the doubles away. I feel like I haven't focused much on the golf course, which is actually the sort of point of doing these videos. So we're at Linlithgow Golf Club. Quite a short course, I think around 5,500. It's up the back of Linlithgow, up in the hills. Beautiful views from up here. I think it's been here for just over 100 years now. A couple of the holes that were here in the original design, I think it was 1913, still remain. I'm not too sure which ones it is, whether it's the first 4 or some other ones on the course, but a historic course. First impressions, it is in good condition. As I mentioned, there's not been any rain now for about 3 weeks, so it's tough to keep the grass green, but it's looking in lovely shape, and let's just hope we can put together a few good shots. So as I said, my handicap's currently 4.8. I just got cut yesterday, so new territory for me. Here, because it's short, I'm actually only getting 2 shots, so all of them and more are gone already, but the course is short, so if I can start hitting the ball well, should have some chances for birdies. Short par 4, downwind, might be able to get it all of the way there. Just need to hit a good solid strike. It's pretty windy, so it's going to travel. I'm just not hitting it well at all. I don't know if there's something in having this mic on my chest that just, maybe I'm just trying to make excuses, but just hitting the ball absolutely terribly. Just got to keep trying, find something. It's a beautiful day. We're out playing golf. We're not stuck inside, so I'm going to be a bit more grateful for that one. So really just try to get this channel or this sort of idea off the ground. Probably to begin with, I'll play some courses myself. Obviously a little bit difficult trying to film and then play at the same time, but the idea going forward, I would quite like to play at different courses with a member, someone that plays there, knows the course, can tell us a bit about, I don't know, the history of the course, how people tend to play it, their journey and stuff like that. That's what I'd like it to become. Well, all things considered, it's a good leave. It's probably just as well. The course is quite short. That was a bit of a worm burner. It's 97 yards to the flag. Probably only want to fly at about 90. Everything should be quite bouncy. And it's blown really downwind, so just taking a 56 degree and getting it up there. Hopefully get a putt for a birdie. A proper one this time. Big hop. Well, looks like it should be on. maybe on the fringe. With just by the smallest of margins hit a green in regulation. We're going to take all the small wins we can get at the moment. And if I could hold this, it might well just change the game. Right, there's a decent bit of turn on it. It's downhill as well. Just got to commit to a good line and hope for the best. Been hitting them quite firm, so just been careful with this. Just almost lagging it down there. Well, certainly lagged it, but just not with enough brake on it. Come on, for the first part of the day. Not sure I've ever celebrated a par like that, but it's not a total embarrassment. Right, this is a really short par 4. It's only 270. There's quite clearly a landing zone of a fairway that you're supposed to hit it on. And the way that I'm hitting the ball, I should probably lay up. However, we're only here once. This is a note to people learning the game. Probably don't do this. But we're sort of chasing something here. It's playing into the wind, so it should hold it up a bit. There's not really any fairway, but the rough's not too bad. It's really dry. Beautiful tee shot through this sort of gap. Well, let's just hit one solid. Come on. Oh yes. Wow, we hit it good. Oh, taking a big bounce, but well, I don't really know what's down there. Hope it's okay, but it'll be right up there. So another reason that I had this idea to start this journey of playing every single golf course in Scotland. I mean, there are plenty of golf vlogs out there, but it tends to be, not always, but it tends to be on the better courses and the sort of bigger names, which is fine and it's great and I love watching those videos. But I don't know about other people, but for me, if I'm going to go and play a course that I don't know, or maybe if I'm going to play one of the bigger courses, I like to search it up on YouTube, check out if people have played there, have a look at the course and stuff like that. The sort of things that you can't get on the shot savers or just on the sort of course maps online, and just have a look. So wanted to see if I can make that sort of content, and whether that's for local people that are going to come and try somewhere new, or if it's for people that are visiting Scotland and want to try out, you know, any sort of course, whether one of the bigger ones or somewhere local. You can often get really good local courses for a decent price that people might not find if they're just visiting the country. So I guess that was another one of the motivations behind it. Obviously, this is just the very start and just trying it out, really. I always sort of expected that this video might not be the best, getting to grips with filming, getting to grips with how to edit the videos and stuff like that, but got to start somewhere and can only really get better from there. Tell you what, good effort for the tee. Actually pin high, probably lucky that it came into the bunker and stopped us from going in the sort of bushes. Not been blessed with the best of lies here, but should be able to get a club to it. Just trying to pop it up onto the surface there that you should be able to see. The flag's maybe 10 feet on, but really here, just try to get a good connection on the ball. Nice and steep. There is a backstop on the other side if needs be. Probably going to be standing just outside the bunker as well. Well, we've used the backstop. I'm just delighted to have got out of there and have another putt for birdie. We're pulling this back, man. Come on. Just ran off the back, but used this backstop. It was always going to be tough to get it up, being so close to the lip. So just to get it out was a good shot. Tricky wee one, down the hill. In honesty, I would be happy with a tap in par from here. So just try to get it to give me range. Come on, take the hill. Tell you what, great effort from there. Halfway through, I wasn't sure it was going to make it, but just about. Cool. Back-to-back pars, getting somewhere. Right, we're at the 6th. We've managed a few pars. We're going to try and keep it going, see if we can make a birdie somewhere and get back to 2 over. Another really short one, but you'll see when you look up here, it's only 250, but the green is up on this hill. So it's also surrounded by trees. I don't think it's the sensible play to try and go for it. So we'll just try and land it somewhere in the fairway and try and make a more traditional birdie. There's just a bit of a mound up there that I could see that I got a distance to, which is 200. But it's downwind, so really just try to find the fairway and then deal with that uphill shot. What I've quite liked here, because we're in the hills, there's a lot of different undulations, which makes a lot of the holes quite different. Even though they're not long, you've kind of got stuff to battle with, be it the trees and gorse and stuff like that, or sort of elevation changes. So yeah, it's an interesting course so far. Come on. Let's just pop this in the fairway. Well, not the cleanest of strikes, but didn't really need to be. It's gone right up to where I was hoping to hit it, so good chance. So this one's a really good example of something that I was talking about earlier in terms of wanting to come out and play different courses, because you learn to hit different types of shots, and a bit of a learning opportunity for me playing different courses and just try to work out playing golf in different parts of Scotland. Now I think I'm going to have to, there's about 25 feet of green before the flag, 20 feet maybe. I think I'm going to have to fly it on, or it's just going to pop back the way, so there won't really be any bounce onto the green. I've got to fly it all the way. Just check the yardage. It's only 45 yards, but uphill, so 45 yard shot should work. Let's just give it a go. Go. Well, I hit the front of the green and it did pop on, so it was just far enough up, and it should actually roll out quite nicely. Let's go and see where it is. Well, the line on it was great. Obviously just hitting that front part there stopped it, but pretty happy with that. Obviously a blind shot as well. We've steadied the ship. I feel like I'm enjoying myself now. I'm not making a clown of myself. And look at that view. Good view and a good chance for a birdie. Up the hill. Everything seems to slope off the green here, but we're sort of just on the plateau that should be okay. It should turn still from the right. The whole green's going that way. But up the hill, so we can give it a good roll and just give it a chance to go in. Probably hitting it 3 cups outside. I think it should turn most of the way. This would be tremendous. It was a good effort. Didn't quite hit it, but had a good line. Probably just sliding by anyway, but the more we can have tap-in pars, the better. There we go. 3 pars back to back. Right, hole 7. Just having a good look at this course map. It looks pretty straight, but when you look at your tee shot, there's just a post in the middle. So I'm going to assume it's a driver hole, but a little bit of a hit and hope. I feel like this one might be the one that's really downhill. At 410 you would think it will be. But really I'm just going to have to hit and hope and see what happens. Although it's a longer par 4, I'm seeing a lot of small tees, which makes me think people are hitting shorter clubs just for a bit of placement. If it is all the way down, which I think it is, I'm just going to hit a 5 wood, try and keep it in the fairway and give ourselves a look from there. It's quite hard committing to a driver when you don't know where you're hitting it to. And that's the joy of playing at new courses, is just hitting the ball and seeing what happens. Alright, let's just try and hit it over that stake, hope for the best. Well, I think that's got to be the shot of the day so far. Delighted with that one, good choice. Going to be totally honest, when I started with those 3 bogeys and could barely hit the ball, I was worried that this was going to turn into something disastrous and never see the light of day. But to be fair, especially at the start, it's not really about the scoring. I just started playing golf again this year. I've played since I was probably about 13. I'm 28 now, but took a couple years out up until this season with just a bad back and stuff like that. So I'm just sort of finding my feet again. And when I was playing previously a couple of years ago, I think I got down to about 6. But I've been playing a lot more regularly now. And so we're at 4.8, new territory. Just try to figure it out. But as I say, it's not really about scoring at the moment. Just try to get this series up and running and just see what it's all about. But we've had a cracking one up this 7th hole. So I was right, it does sort of reach the top of that hill and then goes all the way down towards the green. I hope we've carried it far enough that it's probably taken on quite a lot of the slope. What I didn't realise from the tee is everything runs right to left, which was probably relatively fortunate because probably hit it right of centre. Just trying to spot it now. Can't quite see it yet, but it should be down here somewhere. I think I can see the ball down here, but what about that for a view? Got the course kind of on our right there, and then as you come to the left, you can see sort of the whole of Linlithgow. You've got the palace up in the background, school. Oh, it's beautiful. Definitely best shot of the day then. So we've actually only got 73 yards in on a 410 yard hole, but as I say, everything runs right down that hill. Hasn't quite held the fairway, but I think you'd be lucky to, just with the undulation. 73 yards, probably just trying to carry it about 60 to the right of the green. You can see the green slopes at the front, so just trying to get it over that. The wind's blowing it that way as well, so out to the right's a safe shot. Yeah, pretty good. Just landed on the right and sort of took that slope all the way around and got another good look. Delighted to have a decent look at birdie on what I think is one of the longer par fours. Check that out. Can I beat it? Don't see too much in this. I think it'll just turn a little right to left. Pretty flat, not much in it at all. Turned a wee bit more than I was expecting. Better roll though, left it about 2 feet past. Gave it a chance to go in. Tidied that one up for a par. Much more like it. So you're probably not going to be able to see the green from there because it must be a good 80 feet below the tee box. Let me show you. So we've got the green all the way down there on the left. Everything sort of slopes down there, so I wonder if the play is just to pitch it onto that slope and let it run down, as opposed to, yeah, well, I think it has to be. It says it's 173, but I was honestly thinking about hitting a pitching wedge. The green is absolutely tiny as well. It's a tiny little circle, blowing downwind. I'm just going to have to be a hit and hope. Just had a look at the scorecard for the first time in a few holes as well, and the last one was the hardest hole in the course, so delighted to get a par there. Sort of makes up for some of the mistakes earlier on. This is really where I would love to have two cameras, because I'm going to have to hit it. It's sort of quite an inventive shot and try and let it run down, but we're obviously not going to be able to see where the ball lands, but we'll get there one day. So really I'm just trying to hit this pitching wedge almost over that red tee marker and everything should run down. The green's there and I'm going to try and hit it away out to the right. I'm not even sure I want to hit all of it, to be honest. Quite a daunting shot. Sit down. Well, looks good. Come on, keep going. That was the play. I wish you could have seen it. It's up on the back of the green. It must have landed about 50 yards short. Just trickled all the way down. So we're walking down this really steep slope. I want to say the ball probably landed around about here, just in line with that sort of gorse bush. And obviously that's the way you're supposed to play it, and it just runs all the way down. And then there's this sort of ledge before the green as well, so it doesn't even just roll naturally on, which I suppose might help the ball to stop a little. But you can see just behind the flag, got the ball. So considering I had no idea what to hit, I'm absolutely delighted. I'll put the camera here, you can see just how steep that is. We've almost got a face of the green. So it's definitely the way to play it and just let it run down. And well, it's about 20 feet up a little bit of a slope. Not sure I see too much break in it, so I've just lined it up straight at the hole. See if we can make it for a two. Come on. Oh. Well, it's a great putt. Just slips out left side. Double lip out. Don't want to be too critical. The holes are a little bit sort of caving in. Don't know if they've maybe been there for a good few days, but Should have just hit it in the middle. Unforced error there, another bogey, but hey, not too bad. Right, we're on the 9th. Potentially a front 9 to forget, but we'll try and finish it well. Playing back up towards the clubhouse. I think I seen signs up there that used to be the 17th, so I'm presuming this used to be the 18th, but now got the 9th going back towards the clubhouse, which is nice. Always like when a course sort of loops back round. It's another kind of long one, 400 and 403. So I feel like I have to hit the driver. It's quite narrow, trees on both sides, but from hitting on the first, I don't think it's too bad up the right hand side, so probably right centre is where we want to be. Right! I'll just hit it right over the trees on the right, but I think it opens up there, so might even be on the first tee. Another wayward shot. Over 4.5. 4 shouts is looking pretty good at the moment. But as much as the course is quite short, it's challenging. I think there's a lot of undulation, so if you don't really know where you're hitting it or sort of the places to miss, it can be difficult, but you'll see a lot of the fairways are sort of lined with sort of thicker grass. There's even the canal there. So to be fair, I chose the right miss on this hole up the right hand side. It's another fairway there. I think I can see it just sitting in that fairway, so not the end of the world. Just try and pop it on the green. I wouldn't actually be too disappointed to make a par here, finish 4 over, and then see if we can play some better golf on the back 9. I think this is the one of the first fairways we've found. The wrong one, but not bad. 123 to this flag. Looks like there's a bunker just in the front, so really just trying to get over that. The wind's up, it's blown downwind, so I'm just going to try and hit it about 110, hopefully fly that bunker and be somewhere on the green. Might need to go. Oh, looks like it carried, but it took a massive kick left and has rolled all the way off the other side. Potentially a bit of local knowledge there that you shouldn't bounce it just over that bunker, but at least you guys will know if you ever come. I think it's just hit the back of that bunker and shot straight across the green. There's a sort of 2-tier. It's way up on the back one. A little short-sided, so just try to pop it on. The lie's not too bad. Yeah, great shot. Come on. Just try to pop this one in for the par. Great up and down. Right, just taking a wee second to breathe here. I've played the front 9. In all fairness, a couple of terrible bogeys to start. I was really struggling to hit the ball. Don't know if it was just the rush or just not familiar filming the shots and stuff like that, but made a load of pars after that. One more bogey, which was a 3-putt on quite a tough par 3, so all in all, not too bad. 4 over going on to the back 9. This hole is, I can't see the green, I think it's round the corner. It's only 270 yards. It looks like it just sort of curves up round that corner. It's probably just going to be a 5-wood to try and put me in position, but let's hit it and see what happens. See what's round the corner. I wasn't going to hit driver, but the wind's really gusting now, so I feel like just hit driver in the wind. It's actually sort of blowing right to left, so hopefully it'll take it round the corner a wee bit. Just try and hit it quite low. up towards those 3 trees in the distance. Oh no. Started on a good line, it was just cutting. It's hit a tree, so hopefully find it up there. Definitely hit something, but I couldn't see it come down, so I'm going to hit provisional. Just in case. Take a bit more of a direct line this time. Oh, that was the shot. Everything's just sort of disappearing into the light up there. Well, I unfortunately couldn't find the first one. Maybe just not knowing the course. I did certainly hit something quite hard, so never mind. Shouldn't have hit the driver. Right, this green's sort of on like a little plateau, so it doesn't look like it's on very far. Just got to try and maybe one hop before it. Certainly not going to check out of this rough. It's sitting down pretty deep, so got to get a good connection on it. As long as we get over that bunker there. Well, good shot. It's probably ran on a good 20 feet, but from that lie, it's good. Right, so we're 3 off the tee, 40 here. Would be lovely to make a 5, but probably just lag this down and hopefully make a sorry double. You can see there's just this sort of plateau to the green, so I flew it almost pin high. It's just rolled out to here, but about as good as we could have expected from that lie. A little bit left to right, down the hill. Just trying to lag it down, really. Come on, roll out. Another one slides just by. Great putt though. 4 on the second ball. Just a shame to be 3 off the tee. Double to start the back 9. Work to be done. 111 now. Up in this sort of back corner of this course. I feel like I should learn my lesson from the last hole and not hit driver, but this one really is straight into the wind. It's only 369, but hitting a 5 wood's only going to go straight up in the air, so I think aim left, expect it to drift right. Just hope to find some fairway or something. Can't actually see the green, so another one that I'm sort of hitting without knowing where I'm going. But there's a bunch of trees just on the left. Going to aim at that and then let the wind bring it back down to the right. There's a bunker on the right hand side, so hopefully just avoiding that one. Perfect. Right. That looks really good. First time today I've called a drive and actually hit it there, so that was a cracking drive. Unlucky not to hit the fairway, but everything's just a big slope here, so probably the reason not hitting too many today. There's 98 yards to this flag. I'm really only looking to hit it 90. And I think the pin's up the back from what I can see. Got a bit of an old divot behind the ball here, so should be alright, but just got to try and avoid it. Right, let's give ourselves a good chance after a good drive. Go! Oh, just caught the front. Whew! Fell off that on the slope a little. but we're putting. Come on. Definitely didn't fly it far enough. It's probably pitched just on the fringe at the front, so I didn't get that roll out up the green, up the hill, sloping a little bit from left to right. Similar to the last hole, just trying to get it up there and leave an easier one. Ah, really good roll. The weight was perfect. Just not giving it enough slope. Right, nice tidy par. Much better. Steadying the ship. I just stopped there for a few minutes at the 12 to put some charge in my phone. Just reflecting on the day so far, I think it's been a lot more stressful than I probably imagined. I had this idea for a couple of weeks. You know, start trying different courses and doing vlogs along the way, but I guess what I didn't factor in is you're just going to play at a course where, especially during the summer, it's pretty busy, members, especially if you're booking it on Golf Now, other guests and stuff like that. It wasn't amazingly organised, I guess, at the first tee. So people were just kind of jumping on, they maybe didn't have times. There was people supposed to be out before us, but then they didn't. So it was just a bit all over the place. And once you're under that pressure, at the first, you know, you don't want to be slow, especially up the first, right in front of the clubhouse. So it was a wee bit stressful to begin with, and rather than focusing on hitting decent shots, you're just focusing on pace of play and trying to video the shots. So a wee bit stressful, but that'll get better in time, I think, once I'm doing it maybe a wee bit more often. And so maybe what you don't see on YouTube, maybe with some of the bigger creators and stuff, they're maybe getting, you know, an hour's space or even the course of themselves for a day. So that was a bit stressful. Definitely found a bit more of a rhythm. But another thing that's quite tough is when you don't know a course, you don't know where to hit it and stuff like that. You're really just gambling. So I'm 6 over through 11 holes. Could have been a lot worse. Still got, I think the next 3 or 4 holes are higher on the stroke index, so a good few chances. But it's a beautiful day, so I can't complain at all. I'm enjoying myself. The course is in decent condition, considering that, you know, the heat and a lot of the sun that we've had recently. What I've noticed as I've come out in the back nine is it's really quiet. I've maybe only seen 1 or 2 groups, so I don't know if maybe people only play 9 holes or it's just not been that busy recently. But you know, it's almost 5 o'clock now on a beautiful day. I thought it might have been a bit busier, but at least I've got time to sort of settle down and try and play some good golf coming in. So if you've watched up till now, thanks very much. Always tough doing the first video, but it's only going to get easier from here. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, that'd be great. Drop a like. It's only going to make it easier for me to do this a bit more often. And I think if I was to do 1 course a week, it's going to take me about 11 years. So I'm going to need all the support that I can get to hopefully do it a bit more often, try and get on some of the more exclusive courses, the ones that aren't easily bookable. So yeah, thanks for watching the first video if you've got this far, and let's try and make a birdie. That's the goal for the rest of the round. Try and make a birdie and I'll be happy. Let's go. Alrighty, we're on the 12th. You can see the pin just in the distance. We're almost hitting back onto the slope that we just played on the previous hole, just at a different angle and playing back towards that tee. I think this one I will just be a bit more sensible. It's only 294 yards, but to be honest, everything up towards the green is just sloping down there, so it would really have to be an absolutely perfect driver to leave me somewhere decent. So there's a little dip, or what looks like a little dip, just over this mound. It will roll down to the left, but I think it should be safe, so I'm just going to try and leave it in there. give myself less than 100. It's downwind. I think probably the line is just to start it on those trees, and then the wind and the slope will help bring it back. A little bit cutty towards them. That's not great. Hit something. Well, I keep hitting poor ones when I'm trying to be sensible. So maybe I just need to hit driver all the time. Well, found it under the trees, kind of what I was expecting. There's a bit of thicker grass just there, so maybe a bit fortunate just to sneak into this bit. Really not got much of a shot. The green's just left of the bell. So really all I'm trying to do is chip a 7-iron up to that side and roll it round. I've really got no idea where to try and hit this, but if we can get it up there somewhere, should get a good chance at making a par. Just hit this chippy up there and try and keep it low. Off the back foot a little. Go! Yeah. I think it'll be short, but just stayed under that branch. But as soon as it hit the ground, it just started going left, so probably a little short. Right, we've found this funky little bunker, which isn't a bad miss, to be fair. Really unique shape, this. There seems to be plenty of sand, so we're just trying to splash this out. The green's on about 10-15 feet. If we can bounce it on the fringe, that's going to be perfect. But just trying to get it up. Should be a pretty stock bunker shot, right in the middle as well, so plenty space. It's pretty flat as well. Nice and steep on this one. Just pop it out. Flown it a bit far, but came out nice, so should have a good check on it. That's a tough thing, just filming it myself and only having one camera. Don't really get to see where those shots end up. It was a really nice shot, probably just pitched just past the flag and then checked up to here, so decent shot. Would love to make a par. I need birdies, but this would feel like one. Turn. Just too high. It's really sped down that hill as well. Bit of a breaker right to left on the way back up the hill. Right, that's a 5. Not a disaster. Just as I said, there was no one on the course. There was about 3 groups behind me. Now, what do we do here? Not often you see a par 4 that's 226 yards, so there must be a reason for it. It looks pretty straight up. There is this tree sort of sitting on the left of the fairway, and I think the green's just left of this sort of bigger one in the distance. Do we just go for it? I don't seem to be doing very well when I don't, but can't hit a driver, it's going to be too much. Honestly, when you've got no clue, I think you just have to hit something and go up and hope you find it. 226. It's really into the wind, to be fair, so it'll play a bit more. I'm going to hit a 5 wood. Try and get it up there somewhere. Not sure it'll get all the way. If it wasn't into wind, I probably would, but I'll just hit this, and if it's a chip on, that will be ideal. Would love to make a birdie. And this feels like the right chance for it. I think just right of that first tree is probably the line. No doubt it undulates a lot, so goodness knows where it'll end up. Oh, that's perfect. Tell you, the wind died there, so it might be alright. Ah, right up there. Couldn't have hit it better. Better? That was very American. The green's just up here. I really hope I can see my ball. Not seen anything yet, but it was right on this line. Obviously didn't realise how tight it was. Ah, there we are. That's perfect. Should just be... Oh, don't think that's a ball. Right, where are we then? Just right of that tree. Should be down here somewhere. Get on! We found it. Don't know how I didn't spot that coming up there. I wasn't expecting it to be up here. Well, I can tell you, if I was a member, I would never be hitting that shot, but we've got away with it. Got an eagle putt. I mean, it's easy to say now, but I really like that hole. Even if you're hitting an iron or something onto that little landing spot, you've maybe only got 50-yard radius to land it on. So, risk and reward, but you don't really have much choice but to try and hit it on there. Obviously hit the right club to get it all the way up here today. Oh, how I would love to just put this to a tap in and finally get a birdie. It's up the hill. I don't see too much movement. I think it'll come off this slope a little bit to begin with, but once it's up there, it's not doing too much. Bit bare down here, so it's probably going to be fast, but it's uphill, so it needs to give it a decent hit. Go on, get there. Oh, I turned back the other way at the end, but that's a good effort. Come on, let's try and finish this off for first birdie of the day. Not really been close to one till now. See this up the hill, coming from right to left. Come on! Yes! Oh. Said if I got a birdie, I'd be happy. That's made my day. Makes up for a bogey at the last. Let's go. We are buzzing off the back of a birdie. Finally put a couple of good shots together. Well, one and a couple of good putts. Now, if the internet's to be believed, I think this is the signature hole. Maybe I was reading the wrong thing. It's beautiful anyway. Downhill, par 3. It's 151 to the flag. We've got trees on either side. Really nice. It's 151. It is playing into wind, but it is also downhill. So I think honestly just hit a 150 shot and we should be fine. I'm just going to hold off a 7-iron, I think. Just because I think that wind's going to really hold it up. I think I read online there was water somewhere, but maybe that was somewhere else. Let's just hit it centre of the green and we won't have to worry about any water. Right, come on. 150. A wee bit skinny, but it's on a good line. That'll do nicely. Another chance. Couldn't go back to back after that start, could we? Come on. This is a cracking chance. Pitch just here, checked up nicely. You've got the best view in the house, right down the line. Not sure I see too much in this, to be honest. It's a bit downhill, but probably just going to hit it pretty straight and maybe a little off the left actually, and just hope it drops. This would be tremendous. Come on! What a celebration that was. Back-to-back birds, come on. Oh, we needed them. 15th hole. Back-to-back par threes is not something you see all too often. I like it. It's difficult. Par threes are tough, but it's just a nice wee corner of the course. And actually today, it's exactly the same number as the last hole, 151. But this time, it's just the opposite conditions. We're going back up the hill, but we're playing downwind. So I'm actually going to hit a full 8 this time, hoping the wind, once it's above those trees, just carries it up there. There's sort of like this bank on the front again. So really you have to, as long as it flies about 145, should be fine to be on the green. It'll struggle to stop, but I would just be happy to be on the putting surface somewhere. Just lining up to the centre of the green, hopefully. Oh, it's good. Just stay there. Oh, hit that front bank and just stop nicely. Probably just short of pin high. Again, a wee bit skinny, but probably helped me up that slope. Another chance. Naughty little pin, that one. Just past the bank on about 10 feet. We've rolled out to there, so it was actually probably pretty fortunate to hit the bank and just stop it from going too far, but still quite a long way. This is all downhill. So I'll just tell you now, I'll be lagging it and trying to make a par. If it goes in, you know it's your day. Not even lining it up, it's just a case of trying to get it down there. It's a really tough putt, you'll be able to see right up the line. But it's going to swing all the way back down to this cup. And then everything past it sort of runs away as well, so you've got to be really careful with the pace. There's a leaf just on the green there. I'm going to aim at that and just hope it comes down that slope. Come on, hit the slope. Exactly where I aimed it, but just didn't swing as much as what I thought, and actually not as fast down this part either. Okay, little tester. Just have this just outside the left edge. Probably more of a dribble, and just let it drop in. There we go. Nice. Cups don't matter when you hit them in the middle. That's a great little stretch of holes, scoring wise. Right, we're on the homeward stretch. 3 holes to go. 16th, par 4. It's 370 yards. Playing straight back into that breeze. It's been quite tough actually, this wind today, especially here with the fairways sort of, all of them pretty much slope. Love to hit a great drive here. There's a stake just in the middle of the fairway. It looks to me like the right hand side is open, albeit everything's going to slope that way. Really just trying to hit something solid to give a chance to hit up the hill to the green. Stroke index 2, so tough hole. Need to try and keep this relatively low. I'm just going to aim at the post, and if the wind takes it right, we're okay. Yeah, that one will be fine. It did take it a little right, but good hit. Should just camber down to the right a little, but not much you can do about that. To add to it being long, I can see now why it's the second hardest, because if you can't carry it up there, you're always just going to roll straight back down here and have a blind shot that's probably at least 200 yards. So I'm hoping I'm just up here to the right somewhere. So actually only 130 to get to this flag. In the rough, as usual. That wind's really got up in the last sort of half an hour. So I'm just going to hit most of an 8 and just try and get it on there somewhere, left of the flag. Just hit a wee low one, come on. Bit short, the wind really held it up there. Standard chip here, just going to take the 56. Playing back into the wind and hitting onto an upslope, so can be quite aggressive with it. Should check up pretty sharp. Just going to try and hit it just left of the flag, so any release will take it right. Right idea, got it right back there. About 6 feet further par. About 6 or 7 feet would be another great save. Finding a bit of momentum on this back nine, so I'd love to find another. I'm going to leave the flag in. Sort of coming across a slope, everything running back down towards the camera. Probably try and drip it, starting at a few cups out and just letting it collect in the hole. It's a tough putt. Just low. It was actually a really good putt. It's easy to run it way past. Yep. Sad to drop one, but second hardest hole. By the way, this is a proper tee shot. We're on the 17th, 2 to go. We've got 490 yards. I don't know if it is a par 5, so this is going to be a good chance. The wind is literally blowing straight up that hole. And a beautiful one to hit a good shot. Really, I'll just be starting this on the left trees, letting it fade a little. Try and get it up there as far as possible, but the wind's really going to help here on a par 5. Come on, baby. Absolute beauty. Whew. Needs to stop. Oh, please stop. Just went into the rough off the slope, but wow. Wow. Do you know what? I'm feeling so hard done by. That was a cracking shot. We've just slid off the fairway. 207 yards to the pin, but if you can see, it sort of has this real elevation shift right before the green, so it's up a good 30 or 40 feet. I'm not sure how much of a swing I can get on it, so probably just going to lay up, to be honest, and leave a wee chip on, or a pitch. I don't know. I would have to keep it really low here. There's just far too much going on. I could hit that as well, so I'm just going to sort of pitch this out with a 7-iron and leave ourselves a good chance to get up and down for birdie. Perfect. Right, I've had to leave you away back there because there's a big slope just before where the ball is. Just a chip up onto the green, to be honest. We'll take a quick look. Plenty of green to work with. There's a slope. Kind of 2 tiers, so just want to be on that one on the left where the flag is. Come on, let's finish strong. Really just trying to land it over that hump, and it should take it down to the left. Just make sure I get up there. Flew it far too far. Pretty much pitched past the hole. Hopefully we'll have a putt. Actually ended up pin high, it's just kind of run around this slope. 17th. Final couple of tries to make a birdie and get back towards level par. This one's just going to slope a little off that left hand side down towards the flag and give it a good roll. There's a little hump here and it should just go from there. Never hit that. Getting a bit leggy. Woo! Tied it up then. Put this flag out, it's leaning a little. Straight up the hill. Good. Right, we're just walking down to 18. If you've made it this far, thanks very much. Appreciate you taking your time. Because it's kind of the first one, if you've got any thoughts or things you like, things you didn't like, drop us a comment. And as I said earlier in the video, I'd be keen to start doing these with members of different courses, so if you'd like me to come and play at your course and you can play along with me, then drop me a comment and we'll get something organised. 18th hole, I think we're 6 over. I need to check the card, but one last chance to make another birdie. Let's go. We've made it. It feels like about 15 hours ago we played the first hole down there, but we're on the 18th. Cracking little finishing hole actually. Downhill all the way. We're playing downwind today, so that'll help us. It's about 335 to the green. It almost looks as if you could get there if you hit a good one with the wind, but I suspect it'll end up a little bit short. But let's just try and get it down there as much as we can and leave a good chance for a birdie. I'm going to aim it down the right because this fairway all slopes this way. And let's give ourselves a good chance on the last. Come on then. Aim it up that right side. Good hit. I think it's just went past the slope that would have taken it to the left. Right up there though. Should just be a chip on. Naturally, sort of left myself on the right side, so good chance for a closing birdie. I feel like because I've just sort of been trying to grind it with the golf today, I haven't spoken enough about the course, but just want to appreciate that view as we come down the last. Really scenic last hole. You can see right across to Linlithgow Palace. All the horizon is just countryside. Really nice. I'll give you a little roundup of the course at the end as well. But yeah, I've really just been trying to make it through the game without embarrassing myself too much. And actually it's ended up okay, so I'll do a little roundup in a second, but we're just up right at that bunker, that greenside bunker, so it did pretty much travel all the way. Right, we're just shy of the front of the green. Got this chip. What you don't see from the tee is these two little bumps behind the bunker. Maybe it's meant for that. I think probably what I'm going to do is just go to the right. It should run down a little bit to the left, at least to leave myself with a putt, because it could really bounce anywhere off those two little bumps. Just leave this on the green for a birdie putt on 18. Come on. Caught a bit heavy, but it's going to be good. Yeah, just what we're trying to do. Right guys, it's been a ride. First one, almost done. We're only going to get better from here. And oh, how I would love this to go in. Finish with a birdie. Slightly left to right, up the hill, and give it a good roll. This would be unbelievable. I'm a fan of hyperbole. Birdie on 18. You couldn't have written it. Right, we made it. Just off the back of the 18th green. Do you know what? Despite the grind and the troubles, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not the longest the courses, as I said at the start, but pretty tricky in places. There's a lot of slopes, some really unique holes, lots of elevation change. I paid £17 on a Golf Now hot deal. Smashing value for £17. I would recommend coming at it. It's a nice little challenge. You don't necessarily need to hit the ball a long way. You need to be quite precise. But Linlithgow Golf Club, cracking start. I don't really want to do sort of course rankings or ratings or stuff like that, because that's not really the point of the series. The point is more to just give a true reflection and sort of give people an insight to different courses. And the first one's done. We're only going to get better from here in terms of making them. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a like. It'll help us on the journey, and I'll see you on the next one.